What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is December the 2nd. I want to give you a pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, as far as data, you have manufacturing coming out today. 47.2 is the forecast. Previous was 46.5. So at least moving in the right direction towards it getting above that 50. Anything above 50 shows more of a expansionary stage in the market. So a lot of people will be watching that. And then most likely during power hour, you'll see some paper hands, a lot of volatility because of jobs data. So JOLTS coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well. So yeah, it should be a fun old time. Futures are slightly green. So NASDAQ up 0.16, S&P up 0.09, and Dow is up 0.04. More of an improvement from what it was overnight, but at least it's moving in the right direction now. And fear and greed index is under the greed category, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. Resemblant based on one or two stocks I'm going to be talking on. Moving over to Sofi though, it is up slightly, no news. They're participating in this conference tomorrow, but aside from that, they're just piggybacking off of the broader market. Shorts though, going into today, 13.5% of the free float is being shorted. So shorts historically over the last little bit have been returning roughly anywhere from like, I don't know, 500,000 to around 2 million a day. So they're losing quite a lot. Right now, there still is $2.32 billion worth of shorts in Sofi. So most likely, I do anticipate them to continue to return up until around that 11% range. But with this upcoming week, jobs data and everything else, you could see them feel a little bit more bold. But when it comes down to it, at 1657, it is fair to assume it's going to be inches away from a new 52-week high once again. And as I mentioned in my dedicated Sofi video over the weekend, based on the in-the-money call options, you might see a spike first thing once the market does open. So we'll kind of wait and see, but things are looking good. As of right now, though, it is trading between this R3 and this R2, so 1629 is going to be that next strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold. Flip side, 1708 is going to be that target for you to watch today. Moving over to ticker UMAC, so unusual machines. So this one did go up 89% on Friday, continuing the good momentum, like I said, because of this. So people's appetite for risk is on the table. And this got so popular ultimately because several other things, I guess, prior to that. But it looks like Donald Trump Jr. did join as an advisor. So clearly that caused a lot of hype. And it's not heavily shorted, so no point really talking about that. Less than 1% of the free float being shorted. And it has gone up so much, so fast. It's above all the key fib levels. So it's in kind of breakout territory, significant breakout territory actually. So just do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But this is a very exciting stock as far as how high it could go. It might just pull a DJT, just go to crazy levels and then just pull back. But it does look like it is going to be hitting a new 52-week high and actually all-time high. So yeah, do your own due diligence at the end of the day. Moving over to this, so ticker RGTI. Similar nature to this right here, just people's appetite for risk has been driving it higher. It did have some pretty good news. It then issued some notes, or sorry, some shares, I think 100 million at the equity, at the market equity. And so, of course, that wasn't the best timing, but of course, the market didn't really care, just kept on propelling it higher. So it is up 12.13%. No actual real news to justify that. And right now, 11.54% of the free float is being shorted. It works out to be 28.39 million shares. It is on the threshold list. And surprisingly, even though this has ran up a lot, shorts have been holding strong. If anything, they've been slightly increasing. So shorts are calling out this BS, and they do not feel it is justified. So again, that's something to kind of just analyze and keep in mind. But right now with it at $3.42, right below this R1, so watch for it to get above this 349, and if it does, then you can kind of anticipate for it to hit that 466. Not today, but obviously the technicals will be kind of propelling it towards that, assuming people's appetite for risk does continue to remain on the table. So yeah, this stock can't ignore. Sometimes it's good just to not fight a trend, but in this case, yeah, shorts have been really holding back, or trying to hold it back as best as they can. But moving over to Tesla though, it is up 2.1%. I think just more and more optimism as far as that new FSD update coming, and a lot of big money is just getting into Tesla. I think just the next target is roughly around that $400. So yeah, Tesla is another stock that you generally don't want to bet against, but there is right now 76.09 million shares betting against it. 2.72% of the free float is being shorted, but generally just looking at what shorts have done, a little bit, they've been kind of maintaining their position, but generally from roughly since May, it was at 3% or 4%, 3.79. So shorts have returned quite a lot, but no matter what, like, Tesla's not a squeeze play. This is such a small short interest, and so yeah, it is what it is. But right now with it at 352, it is trading between these 2 points, so this R1 and the pivot. So watch for 348 to be the strong support, and then 360 to be that next strong target slash resistance. Honestly, I don't see the R1 being touched today. Possibly dependent on what does happen. I've seen similar nature. What the market does is it opens and then it just has a surprising pullback. It could touch this pivot point if that does happen, but most likely it's just going to trade between this range, so this R1 and the pivot. But important to take note of some of the strong support and resistance points. And then moving on, Mara. And so it is down slightly, and Bitcoin, interestingly enough, over the weekend did kind of hold its levels, so I'm not really sure exactly why it is going down. It did put this news out early this morning saying that Mara announces Bitcoin production and mining operations update. So maybe there is something within here that I'm not catching on, but of course I think everyone is just focusing on this. So they did increase 27% from October to November. I like that, but again, for it to be down, there has to be some other small snippet in here that maybe I'm not aware of, or at least the market seems to be focusing on. So that again is something to keep in mind. This is also very heavily shorted, so 20.7% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 65.21 million shares, but shorts have been losing quite a lot, as you can kind of see, and they've been returning, but still there is quite a lot of them lingering around. With it at 27 and change, it is trading between these 2 points, so this R2 and this R1. So 29.04 is going to be a next strong target slash resistance. 26.92 will be a strong support, which might be touched, but I think that based on everything, market is going to really propel this higher. Going back over here for the third time, just people's appetite for risk is on the table. So let me know your thoughts. What are you buying today? What are you selling? Let me know your thoughts. So drop some tickers in the description below. One final thing I do want to share with you though, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers. So pop over there, link in the description below and also the comments, and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.